All right. First of all, corruption is anybody can be a perpetrator of corruption, whether in the government position or even an individual. You can practice the act. So you saying whether the governments or the leaders or the people do this, yes, they are the main actors, but anybody is capable of participating in corruption, because if you accept bribe for me or you want to favor somebody, that would automatically amount to corruption. I want to let you know that yes, it is true. Most of our leaders in the Great Lake region are so much they cannot escape the aspect of them being corrupt. Because, and if you looked at the Africa, there's a report from the Transparency International that says that at least $50 billion is exported outside Africa through corruption every year, yearly. And that means that an ordinary citizen from a village cannot have access to 50 billion. And that speaks for itself. It means that this 50 billion could be from a deal within a government institution or an individual that is powerful in business. So that answers your question whether our leaders are into that. I cannot point to an individual because this is my opinion, but I think at some point we well know that our leaders are so much involved in corruption scandals. Charity begins at home, yes, as people say, and corruption is learned from a childhood time, and even at being a child, sometimes you don't even know what you're doing, and believe with me, even you yourself, at some point you must have stolen your mom's sugar, or you must have taken something small from your mom. Of course, that is theft, but you find some children grow and deviate from that, become totally responsible citizens that don't want even to touch any small thing about somebody. But yes, there are these children that grow with that aspect and become automatic thieves, okay? But I'm not trying to say that that one is not there, as charity begins at home. We find some leaders, what makes people corrupt is the fact that you would want to enrich yourself and have the wealth, the wealthy things, and having ambitions of being very rich. So some of them, when they are given chance to lead, they will automatically enrich themselves through public fund. So I will not disagree with the fact that it is learned from childhood, and even someone who has come from a childhood when he's okay, he still comes here and become very corrupt because wanting to have the power and have the money. One, to combat corruption should not just be about advocacy and calling for corruption to end. There should be an action done, and that action starts with judiciary system. There should be an independent judiciary system that is capable and very strong enough to bring these people to justice. They are brought to court and then find out if somebody has done that very act of corruption, and then he's put behind, he's punished for that. I believe by doing that, we will be able to instill fear to other corrupt officials to come in. But the question is, most of the time that these corruption cases come to court, they actually walk away free. Why? Because maybe the judiciary system is not well established, is not powered, it has no power to do that. And so, and to some other aspect, I would also want to say that if people are empowered, if these officers are given their salaries on time, the judicial officers, they are given their salaries, adequate salary to themselves, it is easy now to identify who will deviate from that. Secondly, there should be measures in place for these very officers that are acting as that eye of corruption to be monitored in their act. Because sometimes you can even be a judiciary officer and at the same time a corrupt one. The remedy is punishment, because once you've taken public fund, then you have to be punished for that. That will make sure that other officers are not able to do that because he has seen his colleague being punished. He's not able to do that. And for that to happen, the system itself has to be perfect to do that. And it becomes a very big problem because most of the time our leaders use this very institution to protect themselves. And I'm not saying only leaders are corrupt, even business people and even other ordinary citizens that are very corrupt are there. And so for this to happen, there should be an independent judiciary or an institutions that call for the rights of the people and combating corruption.